guys, welcome back to our podcast. I hope you're doing great today. So, today's topic is something really interesting and hopefully a little mysterious. We're going to talk about live in the deep sea, a place that many people imagine as dark, empty, and maybe even a bad script. But it's really empathy. I'm Sally, your host for today. And I'm here with someone who really understands each topic, Sophia. Hi, Sophia.
Hello Sally, thank you so much for inviting me. Hi everyone, I'm really happy to be here and talk about topics with you.
I'm excited too, because when we talk about the deep sea, it really feels like we're talking about underwater, like a world we don't fully understand yet. So we start from the basic. When we say deep sea, what does it actually look like?
Alright, imagine this is you are going deeper and deeper into the ocean. At first, you can still see sunlight. Then it becomes dimmer and dimmer until this is no light at all. Humidity drop, the temperature drop becomes very cool, around 2 to 4 degrees Celsius, and the pressure becomes extremely high, much the anything human can naturally handle.
Wow, okay, that already sounds like a place I want to survive. So, how do we think this survive here?
That's where adaptation comes in. These organisms have evolved for millions of years, so their bodies are designed to survive high pressure, low temperature, and total darkness.
That really incredible. Meanwhile, are complete with it too hot or too cold?
Some here, but deep sea organisms don't have the luxury.
Alright, let's zoom in a bit. Let's talk about the sunlight. Inform first, what is of microorganisms live in the deep sea?
The most important ones are bacteria and archaea. They are tiny, but they are extremely important because they form the base of the entire ecosystem.
I have heard of bacteria,
But inscredible still sound unfamiliar. Can you explain it in a simple way?
Of course, archaea are microorganisms similar to bacteria, but genetically different. What makes them special is their ability to survive in extreme environment. Very high temperature, very hot pressure, and even without oxygen.
so there, because life, extreme survival expert.
Exactly. Without them, the deep sea ecosystem won't exist at all.
Okay, now I'm really curious. If there's so not sunlight, how do tea give energy?
Instead of photosynthesis, there use a process called chemosynthesis. So instead of sunlight, they use chemical energy.
Chemical energy? From where?
From chemical like hydrogen sulfide, which come from hydrothermal vents.
Okay, I need a clear picture. What actually are hydrothermal vents?
Think of them is cracked in the ocean floor. The release hot water full of minerals from inside the earth. And the temperature can be extremely high, even above 3,000 degrees Celsius.
What? 3,000 degrees? And you still live here?
Yes, and that's what makes it so fascinating. This fan create their own ecosystem. Bacteria use the chemical, then other organisms depend on them, and the condition and a food kind.
So it's like a hidden ecosystem, completely independent from sunlight.
Exactly. It's like a small oasis in total darkness.
That honestly so cool. Okay, let's talk about animals. Are these any predators that really stand out?
Oh yes, many of them are very unique. For example, the anglerfish, it has a glowing light on its head, which is used to track prey.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's locked in screen.
Yes, but it's very effective. These are also giant squid and many organisms that can produce their own light. This is called bioluminescence.
When do they ask that link for?
For hunting, communication, and something to confuse predator.
That's really fascinating. It's really so cool. Creative nature can be.
Yes, nature always find a way.
I have a thought with humans actually explore the deep sea as fluid.
Not as much as we explore land or space. The deep sea is still largely underfloor because it's very difficult and active to study.
So, here may still be and no creatures though here.
Yes, many scientists believe that there are still special we have discovered it yet.
That's actually so extinct. It's like there are still scripts waiting to be found.
Exactly.
So, why is it important for us to study the deep sea?
Because it's help us use understand bigger questions like how life start on Earth, and it also helps us develop new medical and new technology.
So, it's not just intercity, it's important for humanity.
Yes, very important.
Alright, let's switch to question. What's the biggest lesson we can learn from all of this?
For me, life is incredible, adaptive. Even in places that seem impossible, life still finds a way.
That's really inspiring. Alright, guys. Before we end, let's summarize what we'll learn today. The deep sea is not empty. It's full of life, from microorganisms like bacteria and archaea to unique animals with amazing adaptation.
And even extremely conditions, these organisms survive through ecosystem and biocommunal system.
And studying the deep sea helps us understand life, science, and art picture. Thank you so much, Sophia. Things were really interesting.
Thank you too. Really enjoy this conversation.
And thanks you guys for listening. See you in the next time. Bye bye.